Have you ever wondered why some people stay poor? This question may seem simple on the surface, but it uncovers a complex web of factors that go beyond the mere lack of money. For starters, let's consider education. Without access to a good education, one's prospects for landing a well-paying job diminish, making it difficult to escape the clutches of poverty. Then there's the matter of job opportunities. In many areas, jobs are scarce, leaving countless individuals struggling to find work. Health issues too play a significant role. When medical expenses pile up, savings can evaporate, plunging people deeper into poverty. And let's not forget about the crippling cycle of debt that can trap individuals, making it nearly impossible to save or invest in their future. Lastly, we have discrimination and the lack of opportunities for advancement, which can keep people mired in poverty. These reasons, among others, contribute to the cycle of poverty. Education, or rather a lack of it, plays a significant role in poverty. This is a statement that resonates deeply for many. When quality education is out of reach, it's like a door to better opportunities is closed, bolted, and locked. Imagine you're in a room filled with doors. Each door represents a different job opportunity. Now imagine if most of these doors were locked to you because you didn't have the right key. That key in this scenario is education. With limited access to education, many of these doors remain firmly closed, keeping individuals trapped in a cycle of poverty. Education is more than just learning facts and figures. It's about developing critical thinking skills, gaining exposure to different ideas and perspectives, and acquiring the knowledge and skills needed for various careers. Without this, many are left to compete for a smaller pool of jobs, often those that are low-paying and offer little room for advancement. Quality education also plays an essential role in boosting self-confidence and cultivating a sense of empowerment. It equips individuals with the tools they need to navigate the world, make informed decisions, and ultimately improve their lives. Sadly, in many parts of the world, access to quality education is severely limited. This not only hinders personal growth and development, but it also perpetuates the cycle of poverty, making it harder for individuals and communities to escape. Without proper education, breaking out of the poverty cycle becomes a daunting task. This is why efforts to improve access to education are crucial in the fight against poverty. Job scarcity is another major contributor to poverty. It's a harsh reality that many individuals face around the globe. Imagine living in a place where jobs are as scarce as water in a desert. It's a daunting reality, where the lack of opportunities can be a significant barrier to financial stability. When job opportunities are limited, it often leads to a higher rate of unemployment. This lack of employment can, in turn, contribute to a higher poverty rate. After all, without a job, how can one expect to earn a living, afford necessities, or even dream of a prosperous future? Now consider regions where industries are sparse, or perhaps where a single industry dominates. In these areas, job opportunities may be few and far between, and if that dominant industry suffers a downturn, the ripple effect can be devastating, plunging even more people into poverty. Moreover, in some communities, jobs may exist, but they might not offer a living wage. These jobs, often part-time or temporary, offer little security and can barely cover the basic expenses, let alone provide a cushion against unexpected financial shocks. And let's not forget about those who are underemployed, working in jobs that underutilize their skills and qualifications. This can lead to a vicious cycle of low income, low savings, and ultimately, poverty. Where jobs are scarce, poverty thrives. It's a grim picture, but one that underscores the importance of creating more diverse and robust job opportunities in order to tackle the pervasive issue of poverty. Health issues can unexpectedly plunge families into poverty. Imagine this scenario. You're living a comfortable life, making ends meet, and then suddenly, a health crisis strikes. Perhaps it's a chronic illness or a sudden accident, but the result is the same. Medical bills start piling up, and before you know it, your savings are depleted, leaving you struggling to keep up with your daily expenses. Health is a resource that we often take for granted, yet when health issues arise, they can quickly become a roadblock to financial stability. In the face of a health crisis, people often have to make difficult choices. Should they drain their savings to pay for expensive treatments? Or should they forego necessary care and risk their health further to save money? These aren't hypothetical situations. They are the harsh realities faced by many people around the world. In countries without universal health care, medical expenses can quickly become a financial burden. Even with insurance, high deductibles and out-of-pocket costs can mean that a serious illness or injury leads to significant financial strain. These health-related financial burdens aren't just about paying for medical care. They can also impact a person's ability to work. Chronic illnesses or injuries can lead to job loss, or at the very least, reduced hours. This loss of income compounds the financial difficulties already caused by medical expenses. Moreover, the stress of dealing with a health crisis and the associated financial problems can also take a toll on mental health, leading to conditions like depression and anxiety. These mental health problems can further impede a person's ability to work and earn an income, creating a vicious cycle of health problems and poverty. To make matters worse, people living in poverty are often at a higher risk of health problems. Poor nutrition, lack of access to clean water, and inadequate housing conditions can all contribute to poor health, creating a cycle of poverty and illness that is hard to break. In conclusion, health issues can have a profound impact on a person's financial situation. A single health crisis can lead to a financial crisis, pushing people into poverty. The link between health and poverty is a complex and multifaceted issue that requires attention and action. Debt is another trap that keeps many people in poverty. Imagine a hamster on a wheel, endlessly running but never making progress. That's what the cycle of debt feels like for many. Here's how it works. A person borrows money to cover an immediate need, whether it's an unexpected medical bill, a car repair, or even just the monthly groceries. But when the bill comes due, they might not have enough to pay it off. So they borrow more, or they pay off their debt with another debt, like using a credit card to pay a payday loan. This leads to a cycle of debt that can be very hard to break. The interest keeps piling up, and the principal, the original amount they borrowed, doesn't get any smaller. And while they're stuck in this cycle, saving money or investing in their future becomes next to impossible. Every spare penny goes towards paying off their debts. This leaves them vulnerable to any unexpected expenses, and the cycle continues. So, what's the solution? Well, it's not simple. It might involve better financial education, more access to affordable credit, or stronger consumer protections against predatory lending. It's a complex issue that requires a multifaceted approach, but one thing is clear: escaping the debt cycle is a key step towards breaking free from poverty. Without addressing this issue, any efforts to fight poverty will be like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in the bottom. It's a crucial piece of the puzzle. Discrimination is an often overlooked factor that contributes to poverty. This insidious force can manifest in numerous ways, from unequal access to quality education and jobs to biased lending practices and wage gaps. In essence, discrimination creates barriers that prevent individuals from rising out of poverty despite their best efforts. Picture a society where not all individuals are given the same opportunities for advancement. It's like a race where some runners have to start several yards behind the starting line, while others are allowed to start at the line itself. That's what discrimination does. It places undue burdens on those already struggling, making it more challenging for them to break free from the cycle of poverty. Discrimination can take many forms. It can be based on race, gender, religion, or even where someone lives. It can be subtle or overt, but the impact is the same. It limits opportunities and stifles growth. It's a barrier that not only affects individuals, but also hampers the progress of entire communities. Tackling discrimination is no small task. It requires systemic change and a collective commitment to equity and justice. But it's a fight worth fighting. Because when we remove these barriers, we create a society where everyone has a fair shot at success, where the circumstances of one's birth don't dictate their future. Overcoming discrimination is crucial in the fight against poverty. By addressing this root cause, we can help to create a more equal society where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. Addressing these root causes is vital to creating a more equal society. We've explored how the lack of access to quality education can keep individuals trapped in a cycle of poverty, limiting their job prospects and future potential. We've also seen how scarcity of job opportunities in certain regions can exacerbate poverty, leaving individuals with little to no choice but to accept whatever work is available. Moreover, health issues can rapidly deplete savings, putting individuals and families in a precarious financial position. And the cycle of debt, often born out of necessity, can make it almost impossible for some to break free from poverty. Lastly, we cannot overlook the role of discrimination in keeping people impoverished, especially when it prevents them from accessing opportunities for advancement. It's clear that to alleviate poverty, we must focus on these systemic issues. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insightful content.